Hi, everybody. My name's Anthony Hines. For the last 40 plus years, I've been trying to help people with their job search, trying to help people with their career. So, what I've been doing lately is really ramping up the podcast because I want people to subscribe to my podcast. Though I may leave the podcast free for a little bit, these episodes are predominantly subscriber only. So please subscribe to the podcast and not lose access to all the podcasts that I've been creating. And when you subscribe, you get access to over 400 podcasts that I've done since 2018. So please go out and subscribe. It's just $1.99 a month. Just go out on the Podbean app, hit the patron button, and follow the directions. And become a podcast patron and get access to all my subscriber level podcasts. Today we're going to talk about Zoom interviews. I'm going to give you some quick points, things to think about when you're doing a Zoom interview. There is no reason for you to be nervous during these interviews. There's no reason for you to look at the interview in any other way other than it's just an interview. Don't overthink this, people. Don't go out of your way to do anything really, really crazy special because there's no need to. Okay? There's no need to. It's just an interview. So here's the first thing I want you to do. People ask me, what do I do? How do I dress? You dress like you would normally dress for a normal interview. It's always better to dress down less dress down than it is to dress up. If you have a suit on and the person in the interview says, loosen the tie and don't worry, that's a lot better than you showing up casual and the other person expecting you to be in a suit. So the answer is, under all conditions, unless told otherwise, wear the suit. Okay? Next, your background. Make sure, even if you have to create a picture, make sure your background has your certifications, your degrees, all within frames, either on a desk or on the wall, and you make sure there are books behind you. What you want to notice is whenever you watch CNBC or you watch, ABC, NBC, whenever you watch people get interviewed remotely, look in the background. What do you see? You see a bookcase. What does that mean? Okay? It perceives to the person that is looking that you're a learned person. It makes them realize that you're a professional. It tells them that you're into education. It tells them that you read. People that read do better. People that read do better professionally because their mind is always working. So the fact is, you want a bookcase in that picture or books, some sort of a bunch of books. And if you're not sure, just watch any person interviewed in on national TV or on the news, and you'll see that they always have books or bookcases behind them. And take that as your cue. Okay? So make sure, even if you have to create a picture background, it has your certifications, your degrees, and an organized background, and as well as books. Because if somebody that's working or interviewing you, if their eyes move around, they're going to see things that may bring them a question. Bring them a question to ask you, like, gee, what is that degree I see in the wall? What is that certification I see on the wall, right? What books do you read? These are very positive questions. These are things that will help you. That is for your background. Instead of showing a regular household, create that background. Next, behind your laptop, behind your computer, there is a wall. On that wall, you put all of your notes that you want to make sure you always say. Key words, key statements, key things that are always that you want to make sure that you say in every interview. Those should be a very big font. The point is, these key statements are consistent with your brand. They're consistent with the resource that you are. Get those key statements up on the wall. That way, when you're looking at your PC and during the interview, right in front of you are going to be the notes and the words of things that are important to you. So make sure that those words are there so that can always you can always reference them during interviews. Okay? So remember those things. And then make the letters in those notes bigger for the things that you want to remember, and maybe smaller based on things that are not that important. You're keeping your notes organized. The worst thing you can do is to say, oh no, I forgot to say this. In life, there are no do-overs, everyone. You do not have a time machine. So you do want to make it right the first time. So you build process into your interviews. Do these two things. Next, and finally, if somebody calls you for an interview, you may not have been properly scheduled for that interview, but you do not let them off the phone. You ought to keep a log next to your phone. That way you keep a log for every job you apply to. You put the job, the company, why you're a good fit, like if someone were to call you, what notes would you want to say about that job? Because there's a chance people could call you out of the blue, a recruiter, or from the company because they saw your job submission. They may call with no notice, but how good do you look if you're organized and you got all those notes there and you just say, oh, wait a minute, let me go through my notes. I remember I applied for this job. And then you say, when they call you, you say, okay, let's discuss. Instead of sitting there and going, oh, I'm not really sure. Can I call you back? Good luck with that. Good luck that you'll ever get them if you're not ready. So your responsibility, something you can control, is being ready. So you create those logs, and that's a handwritten log because that way you can access it without your computer being on and without you having a fumble. It's right there. These are things that will give you the advantage. These are the things that will make you ready. These are the things that will get you noticed. These are the things you find out about when you subscribe to my podcast. So go out, subscribe. Also join my LinkedIn group, Jobsearch Help. Support when you need it most. Look at the pinned post. There is a ton of tips and tools for you to follow in that pinned post. So go out there and do it and be ready and stay ahead of the game. What I focus on, everyone, is what you can control in this process over and over and over again in all my podcasts. I talk to you about things you can control. And this is just another example of it. So good luck. Please provide any feedback. Please spread the word. Let's get all people employed and let's end unemployment one person at a time. Have a great day, everybody. Bye bye.